"Wow!" was the only word that came out of Sonic's mouth as he looked upon Mount Everest from below. He had never seen anything so damn big in his life. What made him even happier was he was going to climb that piece of shit with his lover Bartleby Montclair of Dresden. You see, ever since Sonic was a baby, his dream had always been to climb the tallest mountain in the world. He never had a chance to though, because he never had the money, but now he can, because Bartleby bought Mount Everest and gave it to Sonic for his birthday. Sonic quickly put on his climbing gear and ran to the foot of the mountain to wait for his lover Bartleby to be ready. After about 5 minutes, Bartleby came out of the changing room, but naked, wearing nothing but his climbing rope. Sonic immediately got a nosebleed, but covered it up with his hands. "Wow, Bartleby. Where are your clothes?" Sonic said, covering his nose, which was now gushing like garden hose. "Oh yes. My muscles were too big, so they just blew right off of my body," Bartleby said, flexing his muscles. "Oh, again? That's too bad," Sonic said. "Don't worry about it, baby. I'm rich. I can just buy new clothes when we get back home. Then when those ones rip, I can just buy another pair." Bartleby walked up to Sonic and gave him a good slap on the ass. The two turned towards the mountain with determination in mind. "Let's do this," Sonic said. After about 5 minutes, Sonic was still only about 20 feet off the ground. He was having fun though, and that's all that mattered. He looked up at his lover Bartleby, who was climbing so fast he was making 5-10 feet every one few seconds. Must be nice to have muscles, Sonic thought to himself. Must be even nicer to be hugged by thought muscles though. Suddenly Sonic's hand slipped. "No. I gotta stop fantasizing about Bartleby's muscles. Bartleby, help me." Bartleby looked down to see his lover about to fall to his death. Bartleby then jumped down the mountain onto a ledge right below Sonic. He caught the small fat hedgehogs in his arm. "Thank you, Bartleby," Sonic said, blushing. Bartleby just dropping him and began climbing again. "Hurry up, baby. I didn't buy this mountain for you to have fun. I bought it so I get to the top and rape. For both of us to have fun." Bartleby said yes. Of course, Bartleby the two climbed for a good 3 or 4 hours until it started to snow. "Aw shit. Looks like we need to set up camp for the night. If we continue climbing, we could turn into popsicles," Sonic said, pulling out the tent. The two set up the tent and were ready to climb in. Sonic climbed in first, then Bartleby. Bartleby had trouble because of his huge muscles, but with Sonic's help they were both in. "I love you, Bartleby," Sonic said, snuggling up against the muscular mink known as Bartleby Montclair of Dresden. "I know," Bartleby said with an annoyed expression. "I hope this storm blows over soon, don't you, Bar?" Sonic was cut off as the tent began to shake wildly from the wind. "Bartleby, I'm scared," Sonic said, rocking and turning. "Be quiet, bitch, I'm trying to sleep," Bartleby said, rolling over. Suddenly the wind got so strong it pulled Sonic out of the tent. "Bartleby!" Sonic screamed for his life. Bartleby heard his lover's cry for help and ran outside. "Where you at, baby?" He looked down the mountain and saw that Sonic was now hanging by one thread of his pants. "Bartleby, help me," Sonic pleaded. Bartleby looked his backpack but couldn't find anything that could help the small fat cutie pie. "Yo, my bitch. Where's your backpack?" Bartleby yelled. "It's in the tent." Bartleby looked in the tent and found the said backpack. He was in such a hurry, however, that he just ripped the whole thing open. Inside he found some money, toothpaste, and gum. He took that and put it in his pocket. He won't be needing these now, he thought to himself. Then he found a rope. He pulled the rope out and tied end to a rock on the mountain and tied the other end to his waist. He looked down the mountain. Only one shot. He's gotta make it count. Bartleby jumped off the mountain. Sonic looked up with tears of joy in his eyes. His lover was going to save him. Suddenly Bartleby flew past Sonic and was now out of sight. He ditched me," Sonic said, crying and ramming his fist against the mountain. "I thought you loved me, Bartleby. I thought we loved each other." Sonic punched the mountain so much his hand began to bleed. After 3 days passed, the storm was over and Sonic was still dangling by the thread. He gave up hope. No one is ever going to rescue me. I'm going to die out here, he said. Then he heard something in the distance. A helicopter. Then a helicopter came into view. On the side of the vehicle said Bartleby's shit. Bartleby must have bought a helicopter to come and rescue me. Bartleby jumped out of the helicopter and landed on the ledge right above Sonic. He reached him hand down. It was grabbed by Sonic's cold frost-bitten hands. Bartleby, thank you. Sonic was pulled up onto the cold hard ledge. He was finally, safe and sound, or so he thought. Bartleby Montclair of Dresden punched Sonic in the neck, making the hedgehog cough up blood. "Why?" Sonic said aloud. Bartleby then began to rape the beautiful hedgehog like there was no tomorrow. Sonic's screams could be heard from miles away. Wait, miles away. So this is the real reason Bartleby bought Sonic Mount Everest for his birthday. So no one could hear his rape, so Bartleby was doing it for him. His lover. Bartleby must not have wanted anyone to ruin their time of lover. So Bartleby really did love her. Sonic. Bartleby, thank you, Sonic said, giving his body to the posh mink. Be quiet, baby, Bartleby said, punching Sonic in the face. I love you, Bartleby, Sonic cried, tears of joy.